Welcome to MBA Essentials for Job Seekers. Today we are on 26th July. The lesson is culture and purpose in any organization. To start with, let's learn what is a culture. Culture is very strong word in a corporate world. If you go on Google, you will find tons of books available on culture, hundreds of books available on culture, thousands of white papers written about culture, and every company has a different culture. Every company in different industry has different culture. So what exactly is the word culture means? If I may ask you, some may say it's a strategy of the company. Some may say it's about profits. Somebody says it's about survival. People have different versions of what is an understanding of culture. In this video and in this lesson, our attempt is to help you understand in a very simple format as what is a culture, so that it stays in your mind forever. I would define in a more easy and understanding format, the culture is the way we do the business. The culture is defined as the way any company, any organization does the business. That's the culture. Let's look into some real life examples of great companies and their cultures. What is the culture of Google and what is the culture of Toyota? Toyota is a 100-year-old company and Google is relatively new company in comparison with Toyota. But do they have similar cultures? Although both of them are from different industry, do you have anything commonality in culture? And what is the way of doing business in these two companies? Let's have a little more deeper understanding. The term Toyota culture itself it's like a metaphor. It's coined by Toyota, called Toyota culture. It's very famous globally, and I'm sure many of the business schools and many companies also teach a Toyota case study in the organization to understand the culture of Toyota, the significance of Toyota culture, which helps in making Toyota a successful company for decades and decades. This company was started in 1937, has a global revenue of $275 billion. So it's a huge company with 359,000 employees and also present in almost 160 countries. So how do they manage the cultural integration within a large group like Toyota? So the culture is the nucleus here, which binds the different functions, the different facets, and different stakeholders within the Toyota family. So Toyota calls their culture as a Toyota culture, and they also term this as the heart and soul of the Toyota way. There are books written about Toyota culture. So one of the book written was by Jeffrey Laker and Michael Lucius. Toyota culture has two important elements. One is Toyota believes in a continuous improvement, and the other one, Toyota believes in respect for people. So, the continuous improvement and respect for people are the two critical elements in Toyota's culture, which is embedded to give a complete a definition of what is culture in Toyota. So, in continuous improvement, Toyota always take Kaizen as one of the topmost priority. The Kaizen in Japanese gets translated into a continuous improvement in English. So Toyota, being a large company with one of the world's top three automotive manufacturers, constantly believes in continuous improvement. So the Kaizen is a central part of the culture, along with taking the challenge on a periodic basis. And Gensi Genbutsu is go and see. It's a real Toyota production system. So the first element talks about the manufacturing part, which is embedded into the culture. And the second one is the respect and teamwork, which is a nucleus within the Toyota culture. If there are no people, if there is no respect, how does a large organization with almost 350,000 employees can bind together and progress towards achieving the company's mission and goals? Now let's see the diametrically opposite, a very young company, which is Google. We all use Google services all the time, and I'm sure we use daily in umpteen times. Google also has a very unique culture. This company was formed in 1998, has a revenue of $162 billion and over 100,000 employees. So it's a huge company. Also, Toyota is a company which was into physical manufacturing of goods and services, whereas Google is a company whose core business comes from a services industry. So how does the culture in Google looks like? So people say it's a very cool company. Look at the slide here. Google is a company which started a new kind of corporate culture, which people call as a very cool things always happens in Google. Just to give you an example, there is a Google-o-meter which gauges the popularity of employee suggestions periodically. The team spirit in Google is kept at extremely high level so that the company can go very fast in chasing their dreams and objectives. So the hierarchical system, if you look at the structure of the company, is also kept very flat. So Google believes in flat management. Those who have a chance or had a chance to visit Google campus in the US, you can see the Google bikes throughout the complex. The people can come in any kind of attire they like, which is not so formal. Unlike Toyota, where the CEO of the company till the foreman wears a standard uniform. So that's two different cultures. The next important topic of today's lesson is, what is the purpose? What is purpose means in a company? So in the lesson 1, we learned that if a company or an organization wanted to be sustainable, so profit should always coexist with purpose, or purpose should always coexist with profit. So now today, let's learn a little more deeper on what exactly is the purpose in any organization. Like culture, we defined as the way we do the business, WAY. I would put purpose in a very simpler format, easy to understand and to keep it in our memory all the time. So I would define purpose is why we do the business. WHY, why we do the business. So that is the purpose of any organization existing on planet Earth. Let's see some of the great companies and their purpose statement or purpose in the industry. The first one is Facebook. What is the purpose of the Facebook? Bringing the world closer together is the purpose of the Facebook. Its core purpose is to make people get connected closer to one another. I'm sure many of you knows TED Talks. It's one of the strong platform to share ideas. So what does the purpose mean in TED Talks? Spreading ideas, inspiring people, pushing the people to the next level is the fundamental purpose of TED Talks today, which is globally very famous. IKEA. What is the purpose of IKEA? Make everyday life better. So we spend a lot of time at home, at least 40% of the time, 50% of the time spent at home. So IKEA's mission is to make everybody's life better by giving an easy and cost-effective solution for home-based requirements. Now I'll go into a consulting firm which is one of the top 4 in global level called KPMG, and let's understand what is their purpose. KPMG is a company which has about $30 billion revenue. It's top 4 consulting firm globally, very reputable. I have put a snapshot from Harvard Business Review on an article which talks about creating a purpose-driven organization. So if you go more detail, KPMG's purpose is to help clients inspire confidence and empower change. It's an absolutely people-centric company. So since it's a consulting firm which deals with people at all levels, so the purpose of the company has been kept at a very, very vital element so that they can achieve their mission for which the company was formed. Another important thing is in today's business and corporate world, there is a big challenge, what we call is a real life challenge. We have seen some of the great companies in last few minutes, such as Facebook, Toyota, Google, KPMG. All these large companies, we can't take it for granted and say that they're always 100% purpose driven and they don't get derailed at all. No. The company put an enormous attempt to stay in the same path of why it was created. But sometimes even a large company do derail or deviate from their purpose. It happens. So every organization must constantly, or they do constantly rewind as what is their purpose and how to align with founders' value of purpose and culture time and again, so that they don't get deviated due to the speed at which the company grows in a hyper competition world. Now let's go to the last slide, which is our standard format of ending the short lesson by summarizing the takeaways. So the takeaway in this lesson of culture and purpose are four important elements. The first one is the culture is defined as the way any company does its business. The purpose is defined as why any company is in that particular business. And third one is the purpose is the central nucleus of any company, which is surrounded by its philosophy. Sometimes it's also called the group philosophy, which are surrounded by business priorities. So in simple English, we can call this as 3 P's: purpose, philosophy, and priorities. The last takeaway is even great companies sometimes or often derail from purpose, resulting in failure. Thank you for watching this lesson. Thank you very much. See you soon with the next content. Thank you.